Take you up to 6 o'clock. Lloyd Vance will join us in the 5 o'clock hour. Great stuff as always from Johnny Mac. Yeah, I would encourage you guys, if you're on Twitter, follow Amy Dash at Amy Dash TV. And the site is leagueofjustice.com. See, the problem is with the sites like Pro Football Talk, they do all the lousy rip and read, and basically they don't give any type of credit where credit is due. And that's one of the problems I have, right? I mean, that's nor here nor there. You just can't rip and read and take on some of this stuff. But again, you know, Busby is claiming the FBI is indeed investigating Deshaun Watson. And to Johnny Mac's point, listen, it's all about the Houston PD. And if there's an indictment coming down and a warrant out for his arrest, then you'll see Deshaun Watson get placed on the commissioner's exempt list. I just look at this and it's such a, I mean, think about this timeline. Think about this story, right? Think about it, how it's just taken on a life of its own. This is not even about football now for Deshaun Watson. Mark Berman was reporting that a grand jury has been put together to determine whether or not there's enough evidence against the Texans quarterback to charge him. I mean, so we're well past the theatrics, the drama here. It's a horrific, it's a bizarre. I mean, you didn't have a handful of women, right? You had 10, then 15, then 20, and then you had up to, I believe the total number of accusations was 24. I mean, folks, that's just, what can you do with this? And I don't know what the NFL is waiting for. I understand the NFL doesn't want to just jump in here and swoop down, right? But this is not going to go away. And I'm not suggesting that the Texans don't do their due diligence. I'm not suggesting that the Texans don't turn around. They're not going to cut him. They're going to try to trade him and get something of value back. But this has got to be a big-time distraction, does it not? That's why he's already... You can see his skin starting to crack a little bit. You know, and you have to have... Now, David Culley's put in a tough spot. Watson hasn't been practicing with the team. He isn't injured. He's, quote, fine, despite not being listed as a participant in practice. So, again, that's why these questions start to emerge when he misses practice on Monday, and then you have the head coach that has to come out and say, well, schedule change. And he's fine. He's doing everything we ask. Listen, it just... Did you think that his schedule was going to be consistent when training camp broke? No. He practiced the first 5 days with the team, missed the next 5 days, and returned for 4 days during the third week of practice. And Houston's not saying much about him missing practice. He didn't play in the first preseason game. He's not expected to play in the second. So, yeah, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out, right? There's a number of reasons why he's missing time. And the big one has to do with the fact that he's facing civil litigation from 22 women. So when people are asking me on Twitter, well, why is he still there and allowed to fully participate even though he's not? Because the NFL, as Johnny Mac said, the NFL has not issued any punishment against Watson yet. So he's cleared to fully participate in training camp with the Texans. The issue is, if you're going to be out there, you have to understand and realize that there's going to be intense scrutiny cast upon you via the media. Were you going to tell the local media not to be out there? I mean, the only thing you do is you try to limit training camp a little early or limit it access. That's what they were trying to do, but you can't. They tried to end training camp early, but the NFL is like, no, well, you want to try to limit or maybe not film? You can try. So you have to deal with that. You have to deal with the fact that he wants out. You have to deal with the accusations. You have to deal about all these potential suitors out there for a trade. So let's just take, for instance, should these allegations result in zero legal punishment for Watson, it's pretty possible that the Texans are going to look to deal. And I think that's one of the reasons. Now, you guys are asking me, and I'm telling you, it's one of the reasons I think that there has been this level of inconsistency with him during training camp. And to me, I think this gets worse. And this story is not going away. And the NFL probably wished at the end of the day, you know what, just as he was found guilty of X, Y, and Z, now we can wash our hands of it. All right, quick timeout. We'll close.